talk about you a lot because I think you were ahead of the curve. I love like Andrew Schultz now, and I like everybody doing shit themselves, and I always refer back to you because I just had such admiration and respect when you're like, fuck it, I'm making my own special, I'll shoot it myself, I'll do it myself. And I was there and it turned out awesome. I still think you have the best set I've ever seen with those lights, but I don't know what I'm trying to ask you with it, but like you were ahead of that. In hindsight, do you regret doing it, or do you think that's the way stand-up's going?
I mean, I'll tell you, I don't regret it because I don't ever want to. If I regretted it, then it would be really hard for me to tell my kids as they get older, to go for shit. You know what I mean? That was me going for it. That was me believing in myself, believing that I was good enough to sell a special, that I was good enough. And I still stand behind that hour. I do believe in that hour. I do think it's really good. I was able to do whatever I wanted. I did that story about my dad at the end that I think is really unique. I don't think that's something that people do on specials. Now, if you look at it from a financial standpoint, did I make my money? I didn't even make my money back. You know what I mean? So I never sold it anywhere to get more mass appeal, and I didn't. So if you look at it like this, so you look at let's take Segura. He's done all these specials on Netflix. He's crushing it. Other comedians are like Bargatze, or everything's just, he's going to go straight to Netflix. They're going to get these ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin, you take a guy like Andrew Schultz. He shoots a special. Nobody wants it. He puts it on YouTube, gets 1 million views. Now he's crushing, selling out, doing theaters, destroying, making bank. And neither of those things happen for me. You know what I mean? So I kind of looked at him like, fuck, Jesus Christ, where do I even fit? Netflix isn't knocking down. You got to be on. I remember saying to my agent, towards the end of last year, I'm like, yo, can we talk to Netflix about even just doing a 15-minute special? I have that hour. And he's like, I like my agents to shoot me straight. They're like, listen, man, they have lists and you're just not on them.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's I'm like, does it not matter how good I am, or am I not as good as I think I am? Because it's not like I'm putting it out to the public. I'm not putting it out to the public and having this resounding, following based off of what I'm doing. Now, I know my stand-up right now tends to lean more towards family and adult, but it's edgy. I don't know. It's why it's the only reason I keep on plugging, because I'm like, man, I still haven't found what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? I get lucky and get some acting work that's on really good projects, but I'm not no one's busting down my door. And then I do stand-up and some stuff like that Wrong Number that got really popular, and I made that hour that anyone it seems who watches it is like, yo, this is fucking amazing.
Well, yeah, but there's so much luck though into it. I said, I was inspired, and I feel this way about my book. I didn't sell it I just self-published it and did it. But the one part I always tell people to do it like you did and what I did is, I'm so fucking proud of this book, and no one can ever take that away. And I would imagine you feel the same way about that special. And if I ever do pop, there's shit waiting. And I've seen 1 million specials, and I don't want to shit on people or say that there's a magical, there's a cheat code in this game, but in a weird way, there's guys that have specials that got a lot of traction, and your special is way better than theirs is. They just happen. I appreciate that. They just happen to be on a certain podcast 3 times, which I think is the new. I mean, I don't even have to beat around the bush. I think if you get Rogan 3 times, it changes your life.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think if you get Rogan 1 time,
it gets a small change, but I think some of the guys that got some specials, there was definitely a Rogan factor that I don't know. Yeah, I just I don't know. I just like how you did it, because you just did it and believed in yourself and put up your own money, which I've talked to people in this business and I told them how you did it, and then but I can just see that they're just pussies and they're scared. And I was like, you'll never make it because you don't even believe in yourself to start with.
Well, that was my whole philosophy. I'm like, how can I keep going into rooms, pitching ideas, and asking these people to put their jobs on the line and give me money? If I believe in myself so much, why don't I put my money where my mouth is? I had the money to spend it. Now, dude, I got a wife and 2 kids, and I'm taking I'm taking what could, I mean, we rent you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I had that money right now, you know, you can't live your life looking back.
No, because it could have gone a whole different way.
Yeah, but that would have been a lot of help for us to try and buy a house. But that wasn't the whole point. And my wife would never want that. My wife is like the most amazing, supportive woman. And she's like, no, yeah, go fucking, you know what she told me? That she's like, you got to go make more stuff. Like, you have got to make more stuff. So, yeah, man, I appreciate you digging it. And I still do dig it. And I feel like I have some new stuff now that I'm like, you know, it's also why I'm like, I feel like sometimes even being in the industry and I'm at the store and I'm like, you know, have traction with some other ideas and some other projects. I'm like, I think I need to keep doing stuff that's outside the box and kind of come at the industry from a different angle, in an angle where it's like, guess what? I don't fucking need you at all.
Yeah.
I can go do. And so that's why I'm like putting on my producer hat more, because I'm like, you know what? I just want to work. At the end of the day, I love acting. I really love stand-up. I really love writing. But what I want to do is just work. I want to be around cool people that are creative, and I want to make content, not to just make content, but for things that I believe in and what things that I think people will enjoy. You know, I don't want to just fucking make TikTok videos because people will consume the fuck out of them because they have nothing else in their life. I still want to like try and produce and make things that, you know, like that was the whole point of putting that story about my dad on there. I was like, you know, I fucking lived this. I went through it and I know other people going through it or have. So why not put it out there and, you know, allow my special to be something bigger than just jokes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
To be special.
I look at people.
It was special.
Yeah, make it special.
Yeah.
And I look at people that are like in amazing positions of power in stand-up right now. Their followings are huge, and they use it for nothing, like fucking nothing. Are you promoting? And I'm not saying you got to have a message behind everything, but like the fucking world is burning down. It's fucking burning, and you're just like, nope. I'm just gonna fuck everyone. Everything's for me, and I'm just like, I just can't get my head around that ideal. It's just not. I can't come from that place. So I just keep. I'm like, well, I've tried a lot of different angles, and I've had. I feel like that story I told you about those two girls was bad luck. I don't think that was me being a fucking idiot. I think that was a bit of bad luck. Maybe I could have seen it from a different perspective. I don't know. I just don't know. And I've had some other moments in my life that I'm like, oh shit, maybe. But at the end of the day, I look at it, Brent, and everyone out in this town. At the end of the day, I was looking at them like, I moved here with $3,200 in my pocket, $26,000 student loan debt.
Yeah.
And I bet that is probably exponentially way less money than anyone that moves here. I mean, I know people that move here with $900. You know what I mean? They have nothing. But there's so many people who just move here with crazy legs up. So for where I'm at now, and I have these two amazing kids, and I have an amazing wife, and I don't own my home, but I like I'm staying in my backyard right now, and I look around and I'm like, fuck, I'm so goddamn lucky to look at a crystal blue sky and go into this little garage that I love, and I can do work in, and I create in there, and my kids' toys are out here, and my wife's going to come home later, and I'm going to make dinner for them, and they're going to go to bed, and my wife and I are going to watch a movie, and I'm like, why do I need a fucking $7 million home? No. If I could afford one, would I buy one? No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No. I live in a neighborhood where houses are getting bulldozed down for $1.6 billion, and people are building $4 million houses for fucking what? So some rich family can fucking move in there that relates to nobody around them? No. Yeah. Do I want to live in a fucking gated neighborhood? No. Do I want to be able to go out in public and talk to strangers? Yes.
Yeah.
I fucking hate the way the world is going, and the idea of celebrity is getting even crazier. Maybe it's just getting crazier because we're around it so much now because we're like further on in the business, but it's like celebrity was never something I wanted to get into this business for. You know what I mean? It was always just to tell stories and to entertain people and make people feel good at the end of the day. That's what I liked about stand-up. It's like, I like people feeling good and leaving with something positive. I always wanted people to leave my stand-up feeling different about the way they approach life than before they saw my stand-up. That was always the point.